Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I am the Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry, and I'm joined today by our board president, Janet Meyer. Today's music is provided by our incredible fellowship choir, with Tad Koryev as our music director and Amy Austin being our hymn leader today. And our tech team today is Larry Sherwood, Scott Yeomans, and Deborah Dixon-Mensch on Zoom, although she's in the room with us today. As I say our welcome words today, I invite those of you on Zoom to shift into gallery mode if you haven't already done so, and turn on your screen if it's not, if you would please, so you can all greet each other on Zoom and see who's there. And those of you in the room, I invite you to just look around silently and see who is with you here today. We'll say hello to each other in a moment. You are all welcome here today. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness, you are welcome here. In all the ways that you experience and express gender, you are welcome here. In the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here. In all the ways you make your living, and with all the places you are from, you are welcome here. With all the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you're welcome here. And no matter how long you are away, nor how soon until you return, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with a curious mind, a loving heart, and a willing spirit. We welcome everyone here today. We acknowledge the land surrounding us as the unceded territory of the Arapaho people, and that many native tribes roamed freely on this land for millennia before the arrival of white settlers. This is going to be a special service today. In addition to it being our annual merging of the waters in gathering service, it is the first time we are gathered since I've announced that I will be leaving my position as minister of the congregation at the end of January. So it's a very special service and a very special moment in the life of this congregation. Janet and I will be sharing more about that later in the service. Because of the water ceremony, there won't be any joys and concerns today, so if you do have a joy or a concern that you'd like to share, there are people who have LPCA or Lay Pastoral Care Associate on their name tags. You can share it with them or reach out to me after the service or another time. Newcomers, both on Zoom and here, we hope you will come back a few times to really get to know us and explore the many opportunities that we have during the week in lots of different small groups and ways to engage for spiritual growth, social connection, and justice making. If you are on Zoom, there are links going into the chat right now that will help you get connected. Those of you in the room, feel free to stop by the welcome table in our fellowship, in our foyer, for more information. And after the service today, there will be our annual water play. And after a week of 90-degree weather, but we will be spilling out into the open area on that side of Fellowship Hall. Some of the coffee hour things will be out there. And there'll be lots of multi-generational things to do, so including a little tank called Fishing for Compliments. If you are joining us on Zoom, you're invited to greet each other in the chat, especially if you're a newcomer. Let folks know that you're here today. And those of you in the room, please do greet your neighbor and say hi to someone you may not know very well. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to call you back to order. If you have a chalice at home, please feel free to light it with me as Janice says our chalice lighting words. And please say the words along with me as Janet lights our chalice and we say our chalice lighting words, and please say them along with me. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll sing our bowl again, inviting it to draw you deeper into the present moment and this beloved community. Follow the sound of the bowl for a minute of silence.
Today's words are adapted from Katie Silvani Gelfand of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans, a city that is intimately acquainted with water in all of its power and forms. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief, to guide one another through rapids of transformation, to rest together on ponds of stillness. Together we honor the spirit of water, its many forms, and its life-giving essence.
Good morning. We are going to sing together in the spirit of gathering our voices in your great hymnal, number 347, Gather the Spirit. We will sing all three verses. Would you please rise in body or spirit and join me? Number 347.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power.
Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this art. Arise in light, appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for
beloveds. As I was imagining when I would tell you that the priorities of my own life have changed, and I'd be resigning as your minister, the water ceremony felt like a fitting time for this first post-announcement gathering. I am a crier, especially when it comes to saying goodbye. As a child, visiting my grandparents, aunts, and uncles and cousins in Italy, I'd often start crying days and sometimes even weeks before the actual departure date. And we actually were often only there for a few weeks. So it was a mystery to my mother, who's a much more reserved person than I am. I've learned, though, that my tears are merely my body's way of alerting me that something very important is happening, often way before I have words to respond. One of you sent me an email this week with these 10 words. I have no words, have deep feelings, but no words. I get it. All that to say, I think we're in for a wet autumn together. And I'm so very grateful that we have a ritual today, a ceremony, so we don't have to have all the words to kind of get in the way sometimes of the feelings that we might have. And we will have months to have whatever shows up together, show up together. And months to celebrate as well. In the midst of all this, I do want to remind us, how fortunate we are to have journeyed together for 16 years through a lot of turmoil in the world around us. George W. Bush was president when I arrived. I had to look that up. I was like, who the heck was it? It was a long time ago. We have initiated our own big leaps of faith, not only with this building itself, but with being a center for spiritual exploration and justice making, and in claiming anti-racism and anti-oppression as a central task of our work together. It has been a journey not without its challenges, but also not fraught with them. A journey of growth, resilience, and love. Every minister knows that no matter how good a fit with the congregation is, no matter how long and beautiful the journey is of minister and congregation, how full of meaning-making, justice-making, love, and caring, no matter how much they themselves love the ministry, if they are lucky, they will leave one day and the congregation will go on without them. That's such a paradox. And believe it or not, a long ministry that ends well is really great for a congregation. And you've had 2 of them. Because I inherited that congregation, a beautiful, fortunate, loving, caring congregation from the Reverend Catherine Harris in 2007. And the ministry I will pass on to the next, and that is the ministry that will be passed on to the next person who serves you in this role. Unless we really mess things up in the next 4 months. So let's please not do that for the sake of everyone involved. And as I've been thinking about this and what to tell you, there's this, I want to share things with you, but I don't want it to sound like it's like the "it's not you, it's me" breakup line, but I'm afraid it might. I'm really afraid it might, but here goes. I want to assure all of you that there was not one event, not one Sunday, not one conversation that precipitated my decision. It was nothing like that. It was this new beginning for me which necessitates this time of ending, bittersweet time of ending, was a slow emerging of readiness for change with which I labored for quite some time. You are not an easy group to leave. The desire that pulls me forward and is at some point got stronger than my desire not to leave and to stay is the desire to shift my rhythm and pace in this last phase of my professional life. That's what it was. And I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I know it's time for me to shift that for myself. I shared with the service associates yesterday that clarity is my anchor as I dance around these big emotions that come with a change like this. They shared a few things with me as well. They talked about a little bit of a feeling of bait and switch, which some other people might have in leadership as well. Like, what? I just signed on to this, and now this is happening? They shared some anger. They shared disappointment. We had a beautiful meeting together in that kind of raw, truthful sharing. And I hope that's what the next few months that we'll have together are like. An opportunity for us to share what we've done together, where it's been hard, where we might feel a little angry or disappointed, and how we want to celebrate this beautiful, beautiful ministry. We can navigate these waters, and we will. We will have 4 months to celebrate and savor our relationship and to say our goodbyes. Beloveds, let us truly savor this time of both endings and new beginnings for both of us as we loosen our ties to one another and let love flow.
Thank you. We're going to sing together now, and this is one I think you can stay seated for if you'd like. It's probably new to most of us, so we're just going to learn it together, and we'll sing it through a few times until it feels comfortable. And then it's 2 parts, so once we learn both parts, you can pick which either one you like better, and we'll sing it all together. Goes like this. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Let's try that. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. One more time, part 1. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. All right, here's part 2. It's kind of low. Holy breath and holy rain, bring us peace till we meet again. Holy breath. Holy breath and holy rain, bring us peace till we meet again. Part 2, one more time. Holy breath and holy can sing part 2, or you can sing part 1. Here we go.
Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
Wow, what a beautiful gift to sing that to Lydia right now. And to all of us. I know I speak on behalf of the whole congregation when I say how grateful I am for the 16 beautiful years that Lydia has served our congregation as minister. Amen. She has accompanied us through an important part of our journey as a congregation, some hard years and some exciting ones. One of the legacies that Lydia leaves in her wake is the model of shared ministry that she's nurtured here at the fellowship. She has emphasized again and again that a congregation is so much more than a minister or a building, for that matter. Indeed, in the last 16 years, we've built together this place, this community, this center of spiritual exploration and justice making in all of its messy, beautiful, imperfect perfection. Lydia didn't do it alone. We did it together. Just as we have during Reverend Lydia's sabbaticals and summer vacations, during this liminal time, we will still benefit from Sunday mornings with wonderful, wise service associates, gorgeous, moving music, the precision of our tech team. Our boards and committees and councils are chock full of leaders right now who are devoted and capable of doing what is necessary to steer us through these times safely and well. Our congregation is wise and generous and hardworking, if a little anxious sometimes. We are in good hands. And we aren't alone in this journey. At every step, the UUA, the Unitarian Universalist Association, is there for us, supporting and guiding us from this long and steady ministry into a time of transition to an interim minister, and then eventually to the calling of a new settled minister. There are copious written handbooks, checklists, timelines, handbooks, more handbooks, things for us to consult, people for us to speak with, as well as the loving and attentive staff to call on as we need to at every step of the way. And you all will be hearing from some of them in the next few weeks. This is not an abstract idea of support. It is real and hands-on. As others have said, it is fitting that we're embarking on this transition during the water service. Like the waters of our founders and many, many members and friends who have carried us so far, water will carry us forward, past the time when Lydia leaves. I believe we have what it takes to navigate these waters, to change and be changed in the process, and in doing so, grow deeper and stronger as a congregation. We have been assured that this congregation is in great shape to undertake this journey, and we will be an attractive match for a new minister who is looking for a congregation when the time comes. If you would like to be part of that process of searching and preparing for the interim or settled minister, let us know. There is a role for many people to do many different things as we move into these new waters. Transitions like this bring up a lot of feelings. When Lydia told me she was leaving, August 18th, I was shocked. I'll say that. I was shocked. I was not prepared. Maybe that was a bit of that bait and switch he was mentioning. And I had a moment where I teetered, and I could have allowed myself to feel abandoned. But instead, I've chosen to feel honored. I take this as evidence of her trust in us as a congregation. We are strong and capable, and we'll be fine. Of course, there are feelings of loss and sadness. We will miss her so. Yes, the tears will flow, but isn't grief just the expression of love? In all things, let us center love. So I say, let love flow. Our love for Lydia, our love for our fellowship, our love for our community, our love for one another, our love for our values, and for the faith that supports us. Water doesn't know where it will go, but it flows nonetheless. Whether a roaring torrent or a trickle, it changes what it touches, and it creates its own path. Let our love flow and guide us forward and change us as it does. For now, let us savor our time that we still have with Lydia and prepare for a warm, memorable, and dare I say, so much fun farewell in January before moving into this new phase of fellowship life together. May it be so. Well, that was beautiful. Each week, we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives in this community by giving half our plate away to those organizations that share our values. And this week, the half plate recipient is Right Relationship Boulder. Right Relationship Boulder is a collaboration of Indigenous and non-Native people working to support Indigenous people's connection to this land, raise Indigenous voices, and come into right relationship with the Native peoples who lived and are living in Boulder Valley today. One current program is on healing the generational trauma inflicted by residential schools, enslavement, attempted genocide, forced relocation that are still being felt today. Our support of such programming aligns with the fellowship's values of love, justice, equity, and interdependence. Please give generously as you so often do. You can text your donation at the number on the screen, or if you are at the fellowship today, place a donation in the offering plate as it passes. Thank you.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way.
for the work of the fellowship, which is bringing love and reason, compassion and justice into our world. And for our work together with Right Relationship Boulder, we dedicate our offerings. See if I can lift this up. This vessel in here, you can see there's a little bit of water in it, and that is the water. It contains molecules from the water from the very first water ceremony that the Reverend Catherine Harris introduced to this congregation in 1996. It's in there. Trust me on that. While I look for my space spot here. It also contains water molecules poured from the hands of dedicated members who are long past. And water molecules poured from the hands of visitors who never returned. It represents the ever-changing nature of community that is in each moment forming and reforming itself, shaping the world around it. It is the water of our community, used each year in rituals and ceremonies that, like tears that flow, speak more than words. So now, beloveds, you will be invited to join in this, our yearly in-gathering ritual. I'll start by adding my water, whose meaning this year is the blessing that our lives have been commingled for 16 years. And I invite Kitty Calburn to add water from the loop, the Longmont UU presence, into our sacred bowl, reminding us of our interconnection with that community. And this was gathered last Sunday when they did their water ceremony. I now invite the rest of you to come forward with water. If you don't have water with you, there are vessels here on the table. As you're coming forward, you just may want to think about what that water represents for you, what meaningful moment of your summer or meaningful moment in this congregation that water represents for you. We won't be sharing that verbally. That's a shift in how we do things. But just come forward and see how the power of not using words can transform us as well. If you, those on Zoom, if you're on Zoom, you can drop your water off until 12:30 today, or you can call the office to make an appointment, or you can come in some Sunday and place it in our Joys and Concerns bowl if you're here on another Sunday. And I'm going to invite you to come forward through the front and out around the sides with your water. Thank you all who came forward, offered hugs and blessings. It is one of the things I miss most about serving a United Church of Christ was communion, and this is as close as we get here. It's just that little moment of communion where we are actually together for a moment of what I might call spiritual intimacy, and I really appreciate that. And I'm looking for many, many more moments to connect with you individually and as a group during these times, these next few months. And by mixing these waters from years past with the waters of this gathered community today, the past is carried on into the present and then on into the future. Our past is always with us. It shapes our future in subtle and powerful ways. As we have shared these waters, so we share our lives with one another. These waters will be used to bless babies, to bathe our joys and concerns each Sunday, and in countless other moments of our collected life together. May we too recognize how we bless each other by our presence, even long after we have poured ourselves into any endeavor. And may it inspire us to let love flow. Thank you so much. What a beautiful beginning to the choir year. Wow. I have a couple of announcements. I hope people will stay for outdoor play today with our kiddos. I'll be there. I'll be outside of Fellowship Hall in that area. And this Friday night, it is jazz with the John Gunther Quintet concert here at 7:30. Tad has been telling me it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. So you can find links for tickets at Connection Weekly or on our website, or there's posters around that have a QR code. And we have an Inquirers series that's starting again for newcomers. We have figured out how to include Zoomies and Inquirers. We're going to use a meeting owl. So Zoomies, if you're interested in staying, they are designed for newcomers and others who want to learn about particular parts of congregational life. And this week it will be the Caring Council, so learn how we weave our web of relationships together through our caring ministries. And next week it will be about small groups, and they happen here in the sanctuary after the service. And I believe that's all the announcements I have, so we will extinguish our chalice. Please say the words with me. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. I invite you to come to rise as you are comfortable, rise and body your spirit, join hands or link arms or give yourself a hug if that's what you prefer for the benediction. Beloveds, times of change and transition are inevitable and bring with them a whole host of feelings and experiences. In the midst of it, let us keep love in the center and go forth, bringing our best selves into the world. Blessed be. Amen.
I put my water in too quick. I didn't get